Welcome back to the Deep Dive. I'm Scott Brown, and this is an analysis breakdown on the wreck of the Unbelievable. Alrighty, imagine this. You're walking through a museum looking at ancient artifacts worth millions. Statues, gold, relics from a lost civilization. Even historians are losing their minds over it. But as you look a little closer, you discover they were all fake. In 2017, the world was introduced to the wreck of the Unbelievable.
Treasures from the wreck of the Unbelievable.
Treasures from the wreck of the Unbelievable.
Treasures of the wreck of the Unbelievable.
Treasures from the wreck of the Unbelievable.
Treasures of the wreck of the Unbelievable.
A documentary that revealed a mind-blowing archaeological discovery. Except, plot twist, it was a gigantic hoax. And the wildest part? It completely fooled everyone. Constantly within the film, Hearst provokes the audience with the subject of truth and authenticity through a range of conventions, but most notably, juxtaposition between the sea and the museum. Today, I'll be analysing the two key moments that subtly expose the truth behind this elaborate lie of a documentary. So let's start with one of the biggest tricks this documentary pulls. How it makes complete fiction look like fact. Take this scene. An expert historian sits in front of a wall of books, calmly explaining the historical significance of this artifact. Everything about this feels real. The serious tone, the dramatic lighting, even the slow zoom effect that basically screams, "Trust me, I'm smart." This excerpt strives to immerse the audience in a real-time, unfiltered moment where the discovery of gold creates a sense of mixed emotions along with realism. This purpose allows Hearst to cleverly mirror the crew's emotions of excitement and curiosity to the emotions the viewers feel throughout the film. The roller coaster of events that occur in this sequence portrays how the audience begins to believe that this documentary is legitimate. To create meaning, Hearst swiftly begins the sequence with a handheld camera shot combined with jiggly tracking movement. This was intentionally crafted to reveal the uncertainty and rush the operation manager, Andrew, is in when the lead diver says. This simple yet effective dialogue subtly reinforces the importance of belief in this film. When the project manager, Andrew, and the lead diver Piet meet, Piet immediately encourages Andrew to speak in his office privately. This interaction is seen from an over-the-shoulder shot which reflects the diver's non-hesitant admissive address to the manager. When the small group hurry to the office, the cameraman becomes more unsteady and struggles to maintain a close distance. Diegetic sound from the cabin door being slammed shut smartly increases the intensity of the scene. This sequence depicts how the outside world, and in addition the audience, is positioned to be distant from the critical information that is about to be discussed. I believe that Hearst definitely delivered the effect of secrecy in this moment, as I felt truly intrigued. To emphasize the confidentiality of this gold discovery, the camera is positioned behind window blinds during the group's conversation. By implementing this camera technique, the audience feels they are spying in on the conversation and hearing classified information. Immersing the audience through this shot strengthens the connection back to the excerpt's purpose of really getting the audience involved in a real-time, unfiltered moment. In the second part of this excerpt, the live experience of the divers is prioritized and can be examined by the use of actuality footage. A swaying long shot focusing on the two divers resembles the movement of a fish, as eerie and peaceful non-diegetic music in conjunction with bubbly ambience play in the background. The underwater filming of this sequence makes use of a range of angles and camera lens movements to symbolize vast searches for treasure in different places. Specifically, a high-angle POV shot when the gold is finally stumbled upon. This shot shows the audience what a first-hand experience feels like, further developing their feeling of involvement within the sequence. Overall, the excerpt easily contributes to later events in the film, especially the museum, when the same artifacts are presented in polished, pristine condition, which highlights how context changes perception. The blend of truth and fiction mirrors Hearst's broader commentary on art and myth-making. Just like objects can be staged in a documentary, history and artistic value can be made up. The second excerpt I chose provides the audience with context reflection and the closure for the deeper meaning and wider questions the documentary possesses. This reflection and closure contribute to the manipulation of the viewer's emotions through conventions such as montage and voiceover. The scene opens with an establishing low-angle shot of the main auditorium within the Palazzo Grassi Museum. The viewers are informed that the exhibition occurred on the 8th of April 2017. Therefore, it's set at least 10 years after the first supposed sculpture was discovered. During the scene, shuffling papers and camera clicks create an authentic feel of a real museum setting. As the film camera begins to tilt down, the gallery erupts with diegetic crowd noise of talking and soft footsteps. However, the sound is promptly drowned out by the clear, serious, and authoritative voice of Damien Hirst. His pitch and delivery of dialogue perfectly mimics the traditional documentary narration style, which enhances the credibility of his words to the viewers. Since he is so calm and controlled with his voice, it establishes his outlandish claims as fair and not too far-fetched. This further amplifies the effectiveness of his ability to cause emotional manipulation and impact audience belief. This narration is recorded over a montage of sculptures being shown in the display, which contains a variety of different people examining the art. I strongly believe Hirst's powerful dialogue summarizes the entire 10-year process and overall exhibition in an extremely effective way that holds suspense as a result of silent pauses that force the viewers to eagerly await his conclusion. Hirst expresses that,
for me, the whole exhibition was about belief. Belief in the past, belief in God, belief in gods, or not believing. And belief is a strange thing because there's no absolute truth. Artists don't have the answers, science doesn't have the answers, religion doesn't have the answers. But somehow collectively we create some kind of a truth. And whether you believe in anything or not, I think you need something.
From my stance, this narration holds a bias that belief is the central motivator for completing a goal or project. To further manipulate the viewer's emotions, Hirst utilizes a special montage sequence in which a non-diegetic curious-sounding melody backs up shots of sculptures being viewed by the public. Soft dissolved transitions between the frames of people inspecting the art symbolize a range of interpretations critics may have towards the display. A vivid example of this can be seen during a mid-shot of an Egyptian pharaoh statue. This shot incorporates a change to dull lighting in contrast to the other shots. This is due to Hirst's narration when he mentions not believing, which happens simultaneously to the bland shot of the pharaoh beginning. To boost this effect, a member of the public dressed in a sad blue coat looks unenthusiastically at the sculpture before quickly walking away. However, after this occurs, another person steps into the frame and looks optimistic about the sculpture. He then strolls round behind the glass case and moves on. These two contrasting people reinforce the varying opinions and attitudes society has. The man walking behind the statue demonstrated another angle it could be viewed from, which again manifests the multiple interpretations human beings have towards art. In Hirst's final line, he dictates that,
And whether you believe in anything or not, I think you need something.
This suggests that belief, regardless of its form, is essential for meaning and structure in life. Throughout the film, Damien Hirst never outright reveals the project as a hoax, and rather prefers to leave the perception of truth and authenticity up to his audience for deciphering. Hearst intentionally does this to force the audience to reflect and engage critically so they can understand for themselves how knowledge and belief can be framed. Hearst, however, does subtly hint that the exhibition is fake through the Mickey Mouse-like sculpture encrusted with coral. Despite its absurdity, it gets treated as a serious historical artifact. This demonstrates how context shape belief. The director deliberately incorporates the Mickey Mouse statue in his exhibition as it is a significant motif for the magical fantasy genre and undoubtedly represents the power within the film industry. After carefully considering that Hearst intelligently links his statues to the fantasy and magical side of the film, I think it justifies why I consider this detail as a highly impactful use of symbolism and serves as a poetic finish to a wonderful documentary. The Treasures from the Wreck of the Unbelievable, directed by Damien Hirst, uses the ideas of truth and authenticity together with an overarching idea that reflection on belief, truth, and human perception criticizes how people accept the historical and artistic claims without questioning them. The doco suggests that the value of art and artifacts is largely a product of storytelling and spectacle rather than the objective truth. In today's society, this idea extends beyond the art world. Whether in the media, politics, or digital culture, narratives shape what people accept as the truth. Social media, marketing, and fake environments influence our perceptions by blurring the line between fact and fiction. Moreover, back when the documentary was released in 2017, audiences were way more gullible to falsities and less familiar with the mechanics of fraud and deception in comparison to today. The unexpected rise of deepfakes, AI-generated content, and financial scams in 2025 has forced society as a whole to become more skeptical and often question what they see and hear. This shift reflects a broader cultural transformation where now belief is more contested than ever and trust with institutions, experts, and even art is exponentially declining. Hearst's film, once an elaborate and artistic hoax, now serves as commentary on a world where the truth is always up for debate.